want to talk to Sergio.
Alright people, it's Mike's and welcome to my first Division 2 build video. Here we are. I have been biding my time, I've been getting the right pieces, making sure this build is perfect. I didn't quite make it perfect because perfect is impossible in this game due to the insane levels of RNG, but RNG has blessed me. I've put my time in and I have an excellent all-round build that has everything. It's not all-round in the sense that it has a little bit of this and a little bit of that. No, it has everything, it lacks nothing. So let's get into it. We're using an assault rifle build with the crossbow. The reason being is we get the flat base damage and many other things which I will get to in a minute. So we're using the custom P416 over here, as you can see. 22.2 base damage. I've only got 2 generic mods on this, by the way. Not too many. Some of you people have 4 or 5, even 6, but only 2 in this build. Soon to be none with the current title update 4 soon to be releasing. I do have a better one here with 22.9, but it's got extra and I prefer Allegro. Allegro is best in slot, so is Optimist. So these are the talents you are probably going to want to use. Rooted doesn't really work, doesn't tell you when it's active or when it's not. I would rather have something else like Protected Reload or Protected Deploy like I do on the other weapon, but it's what I have for now. It's no big deal. It's not game changing. For the secondary, we are using the Nemesis. Do I need to say much? It's a Nemesis. You get extra 25% headshot damage when you use any scope which you can aim down sight with. So I'm using the optimal range scope. I do believe the P4 doesn't have the greatest range, so this helps mitigate that and give the 25 headshot damage. Nothing else comes close to that. So, on the magazine we have the 20 round mag, because I'm lucky and RNG blessed me. On the long underbarrel rail we have the hand stop for reload speed to mitigate the reload speed from here. Could go accuracy if you like, but yeah, 2.5 reload is a bit long. I'm not using sharpshooter, so I don't have that reload speed, so I am mitigating a little bit there. And then on the muzzle we're using accuracy because really there's nothing else. You don't need to put stability because the gun has no recoil, so you might as well go with a little bit of accuracy to mitigate the slightly poor handling in the accuracy department that this weapon currently has. That's enough for the weapons. Let's get into the mask. We are using a Healer Guard, whatever. We're using 84 recalibration points, so it's pretty much as good as it can be. With 23.3k health, pretty high. I haven't seen anyone with 24k. If you have, please let me know in the comment section below. We have 363 skill power. It can go up to 431, even go up to 450, even higher I believe. But yeah, as you can see, with 95 points for calibration here, it's not really that bad at all, but considering that the Murakami that I have here doesn't have a mod slot, and this one does, I can get the extra 140 or more from this. So yes, this is pretty much the best mask you can get, and it's got Spotter on it. Spotter is a massive damage increase. I'll get into why I use the pulse that I do in a minute. For the chest piece, we are using a Murakami. Do I recommend Murakami? Not really. However, this one rolled with everything basically perfect. I was previously using on a different version of this particular build, this piece right here, because the one, you get the 3 mod slots, you get 2 super high rolls, Bloodsucker, and the cooldown reduction. It's incredibly strong, but since I got this piece, I was running with 2 reds on this chest piece, but since I got this one, I can now run the 3 reds, which is giving me an extra 14.5 headshot damage, which obviously for you guys who can hit headshots on console, or for you PC players, is huge. We're running total armor and armor, and on the mods, we are using health, incoming health, yeah, very important, and a generic mod with 5%, soon to be, I don't know, skill power or something, when title update 4 drops. For our holster, if you're going to make an assault rifle build, you've got to go with a Fenris holster. It simply is the best in slot. Yes, you can go for the chest piece, but there are better. You've got Healer Guard, you've got Alps to be choosing from for your chest piece, and both of those aren't really, I mean, you can't even get Alps on the holster. The Giller has 2 offensive mod slots, and obviously we can't use that with Compensated. So I have Devastating. I would rather have Precise, because 15 on Precise versus 5 on Devastating. Yeah, Precise is better, provided you can hit the headshots. If you can't, Devastating is absolutely perfectly fine. Nothing to complain about here. As you can see right here, I've used 100% of my recalibration points, making this piece as good as it can be. 728 skill power, bringing me to a total of 1374. Very, very healthy amount of skill power. In fact, it's enough. It's probably on the lowest part of what I would say is enough, but it's enough. We have the blue to make myself get enough blues so I can unlock the Bloodsucker talent, and it's 10k health, so can't go wrong with 10k health. The backpack, again, a very strong piece I've been sitting on for a while but couldn't use because it had a defensive and I needed to get my yellows, but I have no problem with my yellows anymore, so I am running health. I'd rather have armor percentage, but this is what I have. 10.5 weapon damage, very high roll, 94 recalibration points being used here, so bear in mind for occupied this is god roll, and with a healthy armor roll here. Efficient, which is not very used, very few people are using this, but it is. For the playstyle that this build requires, nothing comes close, nothing. And of course, hardened, because that's what you want. With a defensive system mod, we are using another generic system mod. Of course, soon to be just a regular defensive armor total mod in Title Update 4. We are using Murakami because that's just what I have. I'd rather, again, I have at least one Alps on here somewhere and one Murakami, but I do have two Murakami, unfortunately. But yeah, let's go on to our gloves. Again, our gloves are 100% recalibrated here. At the top you can see 14.5 or 14 health, pretty high, but yeah, I am losing 2% weapon damage. I'd rather sacrifice 5k health here for 2% warm weapon damage, but it is what it is. It's really not a big deal. Glitter gloves, definitely the pair you want because you get the blue, the red, and the yellow. So let's move on to our knee pads. Again, best in slot. You cannot use anything better than Gila knee pads. If you have Fenris, use what you have, but honestly, 11.5 total armor, just shy of 12.5, which I believe is the max, and we are using defensive protocol with health. Of course, you can use headshot damage generics if you like, but those will be changing for Title Update 4. For the defensive system, I'm using a total armor, and well, I suppose that maybe helps me sometimes, explosive resistance, but not a big deal. Basically, armor and total armor is what you want on here, or a generic if you have it. We're using cloaked. I tell you right now, 3, 12 and 5 with the stat distribution, this talent right here is one of the reasons why you choose survivalist over sharpshooter. You see, there are a lot of players on PC who believe sharpshooter is excellent and the best and the greatest. Ooh, because it takes skill to hit headshots. Yeah, it does take skill to hit headshots, but if I get the same amount of damage, yeah, it doesn't matter. Cloaked, when your armor is depleted, nearby enemy skills and players are disrupted for 10 seconds. Disrupted is a status effect. Survivalist gives your teammates damage to status affected targets. When your armor disappears, all players within 10 meters get put under a status effect and you gain that 10% damage. This happens very often, and if you have 2 or 3 guys on your team running this, you deny the enemy a chance to heal and clutch moments, but you also deal more damage against them. This synergizes very well with Spotter, because you get 20% here. I believe it's multiplicative. For the chest piece, we are using Bloodsucker. Bloodsucker, man, I'll get to this in a minute, man. We're using compensated because with 3 reds, it's just the most efficient way to get damage. Get more damage by using less reds. Why would you use more reds when you get weapon damage on your gloves, your chest, and your backpack? Or headshot damage, which is, you know, basically equivalent for people who can hit headshots. So in regards to Spotter, what pulse am I using? The remote pulse, the best skill, the most underrated skill in the game. Honestly, if you're an occupied fighter, right, and this is more of an occupied build than not, right? If you really want, you know, actual division style PvP, you've got to be playing in the occupied. And if you do play in the occupied, you know very well that the gunfights always end up at a checkpoint. The lack of turrets and the fast respawns. Always, it's just going to happen. It's natural that you move towards kills, because if you want PvP, you chase the kills. Where did the kills come from? The checkpoint. So why would you use a pulse that lasts 10, 15, 20 seconds if you've got buffs, yeah? With a cooldown that long? I mean, yeah, sure, you can get cooldown reduction once and bring it down a bit. I mean, down to 10 seconds I've seen. When you can just stick a ball down, yeah, with even just 1500 skill power, and dominate that spawn with 20% damage, not just to you, but your teammates as well, for 2 minutes straight. 2 minutes, yeah? With a 60 meter radius, 32 meter diameter, you're covering the entire spawn, constantly. As for my second skill, we are using the chem launcher. The infamous chem launcher. Why would you really use anything else? I mean, yes you can, but this is just the most versatile healing item in the game. You pretty much always have one waiting in the bag, yeah? You can see right there, 3 chem launchers. I only use 3, some people use more, I don't recommend it. Honestly, just manage your chem launchers, you won't need to use any more than that. We are using chem launcher skill power and heal percentage. Ideally, I'd rather have something like on the 1500 skill power range of like 25 and 25 for a total of 50, so I would gain about 8% here. But this is just what I have, I don't have anything better. And, you know, that's what this game is all about, is making do with what you got, man. Because nobody in this game has the perfect everything. But the RNG is far too harsh. I've forgotten to talk about Bloodsucker, so let's talk about Bloodsucker. In Occupied, it works, every description is as it is in Occupied. In Normalized, it's a little bit different. But don't be playing Normalized when you could be playing Occupied and getting the full power of your talent. When you gain bonus armor, yeah? This 25% blue bonus armor cannot be seen by the enemy. If you are half health and you gain armor, if you get 2 stacks, yeah, that's 50%. If you had half armor already, you effectively have 100% armor, but the guy you're fighting won't see it. But even then, you can heal your regular armor bar with chem launchers or a med kit while maintaining your blue armor bar. It's crazy. The sustain that this build has is unparalleled. The only thing they could perhaps compare is the LMG with Unbreakable and a drone. Then all they do is hip fire with sustained damage and sustained healing. You know, no skill healing because, you know, Unbreakable you just die and you get health, and then the drone because you pop it last second when you're already up in their face so they can't do much about it. But this build, man, this is one of the few builds that can deal with those LMG builds with relative ease. There are a few players out there who cause me trouble. Very, very few. Alright guys, thank you for watching the build portion of the video. Let's return back to some gameplay so you can see how it truly works. If you liked it, please like it. Comment if you have any queries, any questions. If you have some builds similar or better, please, let's talk about it in the comment section. I'll be there to reply. And subscribe, of course, if you like the content and you want to see more of my style of gameplay. Cool, until then, in a bit. Fuck. That's too fucking high. We've got to kill these guys 6 times in total.
Serious trauma detected.
But I can't play the reserve.
Occupied dog zone. Hostile patrol detected.
Who is she?
Here, no checkpoint, I think.
Ooh.
Another agent is now in your group.
Just both dead. Dude. Gibberish dog on him.
What the fuck? Fire.
Nice. Yeah, nice. Ah, nice.
Can you use medikit? One is the other. They spawn me.
That deal was great. Sorry.
You know?
Last second.
No, it's good. Oh, I can't move.
What?
Yes, I got him through the... I got him through there! No way! No way! I got him through the tiniest gap.
Now detecting contaminated gear.
Yo, I shot him through the tiniest gap.
Why is... Oh my god. What did he say?
I
Unbreakable?
don't know. All bots,
All of them.
Did you say Unbreakable? I don't know.
I didn't understand.
Shit. I better get out of there.
When I go there because I have one.
No.
Waiting for you.
Why are you dead again?
I think I have one. Wait for me.
Where are you? Oh, I'm so dead. I'm so dead.
That's funny.
What the hell?
Ja, ze staan hier gewoon voor de deur.
What fucking language is that? Jesus
Hey,
Christ.
back your Mogol.
Oh, why you
Zal ik je
getting
reporten? Hey, kom.
Report for what, my friend? What are you reporting for, eh?
Report because you are a stupid asshole. That is why.
Ah,
Learn to
thank
speak
you.
some
I like being
language.
stupid asshole. Thank you. Do you want to smell
You're
my stupid
just-
asshole? Smell.
Just
Yes,
been
smell very
reported.
good.
Let's see, players nearby. Neshuke, report the player cheating and hacking. Let's see, what shall we make? Oh, armor exploit.
Arbor? No. Arbor exploit not working anymore, noob.
So, confirm, yes.
Who's this big retard? Guys being trash.
Ja, lekker laten staan, joh.
The brutal.
Oh wow, so sorry.